It seems to be almost common knowledge at this point that Call of Duty Zombies was originally made by accident and in complete secrecy at Treyarch. The entire mode was created on accident as a Treyarch internal passion project with a multiplayer map and some janky AI slowly being morphed into the Zombies mode we know and love. Developers would work on it during their breaks, their off hours, or just whenever they had a few extra minutes because it wasn't officially allowed or sanctioned by Treyarch or Activision. But when some of the studio heads actually went to have a playtested Zombies, they fell in love with it, and they went to Activision and said, we need this to be in the final version of World at War, we believe in this thing. And after a little while, Activision finally gave in and said, you know what, it can be in World at War, but only as a post-campaign unlockable that has no preemptive marketing or mention whatsoever. And that knowledge has been circulated around for absolute ages now, but it's not really correct. World at War Zombies was marketed before launch. It has a trailer and gameplay that I guarantee you that you've never seen before today. It was only ever shown off one time on a long defunct television show and then nowhere else ever again. I've been personally looking for this footage for a very long time. I probably put dozens of hours into this over the course of the last couple years, and today I finally had a breakthrough. So you've all heard of Jeff Keighley, right? The Game Awards guy and the general gaming encyclopedia who seemingly appears anywhere that a reveal can possibly happen. Well, he's been doing that a lot longer than you actually think, because on the gaming related TV channel G4 TV back in the mid 2000s, there was a show hosted by Jeff known as Game Trailers TV. On there they would talk about upcoming releases, rumors, and occasionally have some small gaming reveals going on. It was basically YouTube gaming reviews before YouTube ever even existed or became fairly popular. And at this time, Call of Duty was a popular franchise, but was still seen as the little brother to Halo and actually Gears of War, if you could believe it or not. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare had just come out the year before and really pushed Call of Duty into the mainstream, but the series was only a couple years old by now. Despite that though, it was still a big deal when on October 25th, 2008, a few Treyarch developers chose to go on GTTV and talk about their upcoming game for a few minutes. But this is where things get really weird. G4 TV has now gone bankrupted twice since then, and GTTV hasn't been around for a number of years now. And when businesses go bankrupt, they tend to not worry about archiving their footage, especially in the mid 2000s, online as much as they're worried about paying the bills. So understandably because of that, there is no online footage of this episode anywhere. For such a significant event as the reveal of Call of Duty Zombies for the first time ever, you'd think that somewhere out there, on just anywhere on the internet, someone would have a video of this, but apparently not. Except for our old friend Jeff, who actually uploaded a small portion of it to his Twitter feed in 2018, where he talked to Dan Bunting, who is the producer for World at War. In that footage, you can see a few different games stitched together in a few second intervals, but it's mostly Dan and Jeff talking to each other about the very basics of zombies. Here, go check it out.
People know about Call of Duty World at War, they've heard it's World War II, they've heard about the weapons, the plot, multiplayer, but they haven't heard about the Nazi zombie gameplay.
It's a co-op game mode. You can play 4 players. Basically, you're fighting an army of the Nazi undead. It's just a cool little, extra game mode that's completely outside of the game.
And this is unlocked once you finish the game,
It's unlocked once you finish the solo campaign. The goal is to survive to the highest wave. You've got different weapons that you can purchase basically as you
There's an economy to this too, right?
There's
I mean,
an
you're
economy.
rebuilding, barricades, you're moving couches out of the way,
Right.
you have to pay money for that, and then you have
It's
the toy box, you're getting new weapons.
Total survival horror, yeah. You've got, you have to keep the windows boarded up so that you can defend against the zombies coming in. It's one of those game modes that you really have to collaborate in order to get to those higher levels.
But this video isn't actually where the story ends, because that segment in its entirety still seems to be lost to time, or if it does exist, then Jeff hasn't made it public yet. There's also the story of, hey, if there's gameplay out there, then where is it? Well, I actually found the old footage that was used in that reveal that I just showed you guys in an unedited format. As I said, I've searched YouTube, Googled every keyword, been on every streaming site, and I've even asked Jeff Keighley himself without finding anything really useful. But today I finally found it. I have found the oldest gameplay footage of Call of Duty Zombies ever to exist. It was found on a Portuguese food recipe website for some reason and was uploaded by a guy named Brandon39th. month. Until late 2010, Brandon had uploaded 3,700 gaming news videos to this site, and in that massive videos happened to be the first ever Knockdown Totem gameplay from October 26, 2008. For those of you keeping track, that is the day after the game trailer's TV reveal and 3 weeks before World of War actually launched, and this was meant to be a GameTrailersTV.com exclusive. And if you look carefully, it matches up perfectly with the footage shown on the GTTV segment, making it the oldest Zombies gameplay ever to exist. And without Brandon ripping this video from the Game Trailers site and re-uploading it, this would have been lost to time forever, because the Game Trailers website no longer works and any videos that were on there have been completely wiped, even if you actually do use the Wayback Machine. So one person making one copy of the oldest zombie footage ever is just so funny, and the footage actually shows some developers playing Knockdown Totem together and seemingly actually playing online on Xbox Live. You can tell that because at times notifications of friends would appear online, and I just find that so funny because there is zero way in hell the developers would do that nowadays. Anyway, enough teasing, here's the unedited footage.